freedom is not free. Something that we don't see celebrities, athletes, and the like saying nowadays. But when their organization is faced with so much controversy and turmoil in the face of bad publicity around the Hong Kong protests, it, it brings out people's inner sentiments, it looks like. We'll delve into this article, but first, make sure to check out the Think Liberty Patreon and support this channel, along with all the other things that they have to offer on various social media platforms. So, if you're not familiar, LeBron James came out in ridicule for the Houston Rockets general manager, Daryl Morey. And he posted a tweet saying that he basically supports the Hong Kong protesters and their fight for freedom. And it created turmoil for the NBA in their recent preseason trip to China last week. Now, LeBron James, as you may know, and if you keep up with basketball, I don't, but I'm aware of this fact, that he has a line of clothing and shoes and such. Now, the Chinese market does make up a lot of the sales of these items. So, keep that in mind. Kanter is in a long-standing, Enes Kanter, if that I'm pronouncing his name right, is in a long-standing feud with Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan that has resulted in him getting exiled from his homeland and facing constant threats. So, this man who plays for the Boston Celtics is a victim of totalitarian persecution himself. And so, I guess it would go without saying that he somewhat empathizes with the Hong Kong protesters' situation in the face of China basically almost, they're getting to the point where they're almost running these people over and subjugating them some terrible things. He says, I haven't seen or talked to my family in 5 years. They've jailed my dad. My siblings can't find jobs. Revoked my passport, international arrest warrant. My family can't leave the country. Death threats every day. Attacked, harassed, tried to kidnap me in Indonesia. Freedom is not free. Kanter and rookie center Taco Fall were confronted by men Kanter claimed to be Adronian supporters outside his Boston area mosque, where he had just finished a prayer service between practices. He did not travel to London, and it goes on to the various things going on with Turkey right now. He is very critical of LeBron, it seems like. LeBron does have, as I mentioned before, LeBron said that the Houston Rockets general manager, his tweets were untimely and that he didn't think that they were appropriate. Standing up for freedom and the personal freedom of others who are being persecuted is always appropriate. And I don't think we should the NBA should let its desire for the ever-present dollar stand in the way of standing up for American values. These are things with which the country was founded on in life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, and that is now enshrined in the Declaration of Independence that the new Hong Kong provisional government has put in place. And the NBA seems to be so caught up in trying to seize up the portions of Chinese buyers that it wants to, and having market share, Chinese companies having market share in NBA projects. Let me know what you think about this. If there's any other information that you have to weigh in, please write to me in the comments. This is definitely a complex situation and one that cannot be where details cannot be skimmed over. But let's talk about it. All right, on to some other things. We got some more news today. Y'all have a good one.